Renovations on the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool are over halfway complete, and President Trump shared an update on the project this week. It is one of his many ongoing renovations in D.C. ahead of America's 250th anniversary. And the president says it's worth every penny of the $13 million price tag.
The Biden administration and the Obama administration spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to get it to work, and they failed. And we'll be spending, you'll give me a number, but I think it's a very low number. It's like in the number that we originally talked about.
The president may argue those numbers are low, but the cost of the reflecting pool has ballooned since he first proposed it. And new reporting in the New York Times finds the contractor, who didn't even have to bid on this project, is making a way bigger profit than is typical. That reporter, David Fahrenthold from the New York Times, joins us now. Thank you, David, for being with us. Just how much does this contractor stand to make from this project? And how unusual is this situation?
Well, the contractor asked for a profit margin of 20%, which is far higher than the typical range for similar contracts in the government. Those are usually between 6 and 12% profit. In this case, he asked for 20%, and the Trump administration gave it to him. And as you said, it's important to know that they didn't seek out other bids. They didn't know if other people could do the job for cheaper because they only sought out this one company and only gave the contract to them.
What do we know about this company?
It's an odd choice. It's a small company in Virginia called Atlantic Industrial Coatings. And President Trump had said originally, these are the people that work on the swimming pools at my golf club in Virginia. And they did a great job, and I'm bringing them in because I know them and I can trust them. Now he said, well, none of that was true. I don't know these people at all. And it's a company that usually lines pipes like highway culverts, fuel tanks. They do a lot of things, but they don't do swimming pools as far as I can tell. So it's not like these are folks that are coming in and applying swimming pool logic to this broader pool.
And to your point about the president and his sort of changing messages, here's what he initially said.
I said, Doug, I have a guy who's unbelievable at doing swimming pools. Up the road, we have a club. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. He did it 20 years ago, and it's perfect to this day. So I asked him, I said, I have an idea. I'm going to send my contractor over and take a look. He looked at it. He called me up. He said, so we can do something on it.
Later in a social media post where he attacked your reporting on the project, he wrote, also, I didn't give out the contract. Interior did to a contractor I did not know and have never used before. So there weren't any bids. Tell us more about the process. Do we know how or why this firm was selected?
We really don't know. We've asked a number of times and they haven't told us. We know that the general manager of Trump's golf club at Bedminster in New Jersey seems to have been involved in some way in helping shape this project. And people within the Interior Department actually said, look, the Interior Department gave out this contract, but we don't really understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. All the input, all the design came from a guy named David S., who is an administration advisor. That may be David Schutzenhofer, the Bedminster GM. But yes, what we're seeing now is the risks of giving out a contract to a company that's never had a government contract before and not asking anybody else how they would do the job.
Who's actually paying for it? Are taxpayers footing this bill?
The funding for this project is coming from the National Park Service, and it's coming from a fund that is paid for by recreation fees. So if you go to a national park or use a national park and you pay money or you buy an annual pass, some of that money is set aside for renovations to parks around the country. And what we're seeing is that they're often taking these funds that are meant for renovations in Wyoming or Alaska or California, and they're spending them mostly on these projects in D.C.
So beyond the price tag, there's also a question about competence of this particular firm. And you highlight in your reporting that they've had some trouble in terms of completing this project and actually successfully fixing repairs.
Right. I don't want to put the blame on this company necessarily. It may be that they were given a job that nobody could do. We don't really know where that design came from. But the important thing to understand here is that the pool leaks. That's one of the big problems they're trying to fix. And it leaks because there are giant concrete slabs on the bottom of the floor and there are gaps between them. And sometimes the water leaks out between those gaps and we have to pay millions of dollars to refill it. So part of the job is to try to find a way to plug those gaps so water doesn't leak. What we reported was that at least in mid-May, their first two efforts to try to seal those gaps, their solution failed, leaving the contractor and the Park Service brainstorming in the middle of this project for a solution that would actually work.
All right, David Fahrenthold, thank you so much for shining light on your reporting in this project.